Hi guys, my name's Adam and welcome to my new video. In this one we're gonna take a look at a product I haven't covered yet here on this channel, and that's the Apple Watch. Here I have my Apple Watch Series 4. These one were originally released almost 2 years ago and I own them for a year now. How is it holding up today? Is it still a great buy in 2020 or should you consider other alternatives? Let's find out with me. Here we go. I have been using the Apple Watch since 2017, and since then it has become a huge part of my everyday life. At the time I bought my first watch, I was not used to using any watch at all, so at first it was hard for me to even remember to pick it up in the morning. So a lot of times I just notice I'm not wearing my watch in the middle of the day. But I got used to it pretty quickly, and Apple Watch has become an essential part of my everyday life. So now in the morning I don't even have to think about picking it up and I just do it. I'm obsessed with closing my rings. I love to get my notifications on the watch and have the ability to quickly respond to them. I love having access to all the important information like weather, messages, emails, reminders, etc. etc. It's not meant to be used for creating something or composing long messages and emails. That's not what Apple Watch for. Apple Watch is the best device for quickly checking something. You know what I mean? And Apple Watch Series 4 has been a great companion to me in the last year. So is this Apple Watch from 2018 still worth it in 2020? The Apple Watch Series 4 was the first major redesign of the Apple Watch. Well, not that major, but there are some significant changes compared to the previous Apple Watch. The Series 4 features a bigger display compared to the Series 3, while still keeping the similar dimensions of its body. And that's pretty important, because thanks to that, all of your bands from your previous Apple Watch stay compatible with the new Apple Watch. So the Series 4 are made in 40 and 44mm variant, compared to the 38 and 42mm on the previous models. Here I have my 44mm one, and I'm pretty comfortable with wearing a bigger size Apple Watch because I have quite a big hand, and for me it was no-brainer picking the bigger size ones. I can see all of my info better, I can interact with it more comfortably. It's just a more pleasant experience for me. The overall design of the Apple Watch is very nice in my opinion. I heard some of my friends saying that they prefer having a rounded watch because it looks more like a traditional watch. But I was never a watch user, so for me this design is just fine and I can really appreciate this beautiful technology. The glass on the front with rounded corners, the screen that goes all the way up to the edges, the aluminum body and the back of the Apple Watch with all these futuristic looking sensors. It's just a great design. But I wish in the future Apple will make Apple Watch even slimmer and the display even bigger. But I believe it's the best looking smartwatch as of today. And just look at all these tech companies like Xiaomi or Oppo just shamelessly copying the original Apple Watch design. That really stands for something. So let's have a look at the Series 4 more in depth. Here you can see my watch face. I use the infograph modular. Of course, I can change it to any other watch face, but to be honest, the modular watch face is my all-time favorite, simply because it gives me the most amount of information at one glance, and I can customize it to my preference. Apple provides many different watch faces, but I hope that in the watchOS 7, they will let developers create their own watch faces. It would be so great to have a tons of new watch faces to choose from, as this has been rumored for so long. When I press the digital crown, you can see I'm on my home screen with just a bunch of app icons thrown together. Like I said, I use my Apple Watch mostly for checking my notifications and stuff like that, so I don't open that many apps. But here's some I do use. I use music because combined with the AirPods, this is great to listen to your library of songs. I use calculator, which I added just recently, and it's great when I need to do a quick sum up at the grocery store or something. I use Timer all the time, usually when I'm cooking. I use Messages, Messenger and Mail mostly only for notifications, but I use Remote app when I'm lying in my bed and I'm lazy enough to reach for my Apple TV controller, which actually happens way more than it should. I use Weather on a daily basis to check out the forecast. It's really comfortable to do this on your wrist. I also use the Notebook app, which is in my opinion the best notes app for the Apple Watch. I would love to use Apple's own Notes app because I'm using it on my iPhone, iPad and Mac, but for some weird reason Apple has still not managed to add this app to the Apple Watch. I would love to be able to peek at my notes on my watch, so hopefully they will do something about it soon. And here are the things I do use most often on my Apple Watch, and that's the tracking and fitness apps. I use Activity app mostly to check out how I'm doing with closing my rings, and when my rings are not closed, then it's time to move to the next app, and that's the Workout app. Here you can choose almost any kind of workout possible, and the Apple Watch will track your progress. Here I also have my favorite app for tracking skiing, and that's the Slopes. It shows me detailed info about my skiing and I love it so much. And the last of these fitness apps is another sport tracker app, which I use almost exclusively to track rides on my e-scooter, because that's one of the few things the official workout unfortunately cannot track. And here on the bottom of my home screen I have my financial apps, Revolut app, my bank app, and also an app from my carrier to check out how many data from my plan I have left. So how's the performance of my Series 4 after using it for 1 year? Let me tell you, it's great. I upgraded to this month from Series 3 and it's been a massive improvement. I wouldn't say that the Series 3 is slow by any means, but sometimes when I was opening, for example, some third-party apps, it usually took a while to open it. With Series 4, everything is instant, apps open fast, scrolling is smooth. It's just been such a pleasant experience. You obviously don't need computer-like horsepower on your wrist, but it's nice to see that it does not feel sluggish at all. So performance of Series 4 is very good, even after updating it to the watchOS 6, which did not slow down this watch at all, which is a good thing to see. With every Apple device, everyone is always curious to see how's the battery life. And to be honest, Apple Watch has never been among the best performing smartwatches on the market when it comes to battery. But to be honest, you can't even expect it to. Apple Watch is by far the most advanced smartwatch out there, and all these functions are really battery demanding. But it's not as bad as it sounds, not at all. Apple Watch Series 4 always lasts me at least 2 days. There wasn't even one time when it would die on me before these 2 days. Even when I was doing a lot of sport tracking and all these battery demanding tasks. Sometimes when I'm using it lightly, it can even get me up to 3 days, but a third day is always a little bit tricky, and I'm always worried that it's gonna die on me before the day is over. So yeah, Apple Watch Series 4 is a great 2-day smartwatch. Is it good or is it bad? I leave that up to you. For me, it's no big deal. Apple Watch Series 4 originally came with watchOS 5, and last year they received an update to watchOS 6. This update brought a big amount of features, including new watch faces, App Store, Calculator app, cycle tracking for women, new activity trends, or Noise app to let you know when you're in an unhealthy loud environment. None of these features made using Apple Watch be significantly different than before, but it definitely made this watch a little smarter and more advanced than ever. And I'm 100% sure that the Series 4 will receive the new watchOS 7 later this year, and I actually believe that this watch will be supported for at least another 2 or 3 years. So if you're thinking whether to pick one up or not, do know that Series 4 will be supported for many years to come. Apple is not officially selling Series 4 anymore, and they replaced it with Series 5. but you can still get them from other retailers, and the price is usually a lot better than Series 5. So what's the real difference between these two models? Is it worth buying the newest one? Well, I have tested the Series 5, and I'm a big Apple fan, and I almost always buy their newest products. But I'm gonna skip Series 5, and would recommend you to skip it too if you have Series 4. But for users of older watch, Series 5 is the most obvious upgrade, and I would recommend them buying one. But difference between Series 4 and Series 5 is just too small for my taste. Series 5 has the always-on display, which is a nice feature, but it's not worth upgrading just for this feature alone. Series 5 also has the new compass feature, which is also cool, but nothing groundbreaking really. On the other hand, it features the same CPU as the Series 4. Even though Apple calls it the S5 chip, it was confirmed that this in fact is the same chip as S4 the year before it, so no performance improvements there. Series 4 is fast enough, so we don't need much more powerful CPU, but it would be nice if Apple managed to make a more power-efficient CPU, because the new always-on function drains battery quite fast. So, to sum it up, I would recommend Series 5 to users of Apple Watch Series 3 and older. To Series 4 users, I recommend you to hold on to your perfectly fine watch and wait until Apple announces Series 6 later this year. So, let me get to the ultimate question I wanted to answer in this video. Is it worth it to buy the Apple Watch Series 4 in 2020? In my opinion, it definitely is. If the compass or always-on functionality isn't something you wouldn't survive without, then go for the Series 4. You get the same design, same performance, but possibly a little bit better battery life and significantly better price. So I recommend these to almost everyone. It's been the most pleasant experience using these for the last 12 months. And that's it for today's video. Do you own Apple Watch? And which series do you have? And if you don't, what is the main reason for you not to buy one? Let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me a lot. Also consider subscribing for more videos like this. I have a lot of cool ideas, so expect many videos from me in the near future. Until then, have a great day, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, and see you in the next video. Bye!